Okay, let's start with yesterday's trades, current positions, and then I'll go through today's watch list. I had quite a day, and not in a good way, at least not in this account. I started the day with about 7,000 in profits in this account, and as you can see, I ended the day with about 10,000 in losses. But I'll get back to that a bit later in the video. So PULM, I finally closed my swing short that I've had the past 2 sessions. I actually I ended up with a profit on it. I had a bad average from the previous day because I traded around it intraday. But it was a profitable, nice little trade. Just didn't crack that mid-low 4 area. I really wanted that low 4s, but just couldn't get there. Netflix kept inching higher. CXRX, this was one of my main watches yesterday. I was really praying for a green open. As you know, I lost a little bit on it a couple of days ago. And I was really praying for a green open, like 360s, 370s. But instead it gapped down and just went straight down at a gate. I took it off radar. I accidentally looked at it like 30 minutes later. It was here at 325 area. I tried to do short on offers. I had a small starter position that I tried to get in on offers, but I only got filled 400 shares at 320. I started in the 325s, then I moved the offer lower, 323, then 320. I finally got filled like 400 shares. I guess it was on this little pop here, and then it just kept on going lower rest of the day. So very frustrating, especially when you know it's a piece of shit. This thing can go bankrupt any day, and it just couldn't give me a good setup. It is what it is. Kala just went sideways. I did sell a tiny bit just to lighten up. Pixelworks, I got back in. As you know, I've been in on this earnings trade before, laid out the thesis here. I got in at 375, as I have been saying before that I will do. I haven't decided if I'm going to use 360 or 350 as my stop. I guess I'll decide it when it hits 360, if it hits that. So AMD, I added a little bit to my swing short on pops. Now Nvidia has earnings. I think it's today after hours. So if AMD closes strong, I'm probably just gonna cover my shares. And I'm thinking Nvidia earnings tomorrow, or if it's today after hours. I think it could be a sell the news scenario. In that case, AMD will go down too. But really, you know what? I haven't decided yet. I'll decide before the close. Let's see. Aria, now that was my main fuck up. As you know, I got short on this day here, 44.50. And my game plan really when I got short was that I would size down, I would cover half when the stock hits 45 and cover the second half if it hits 45.50. But yesterday I didn't follow that plan. Like I was up nicely near the open, it gapped down, washed out, I covered tiny. I was up like 4,000 on it or 3,000 or something like that. And then it just went straight up. And I didn't size down at 45. It stopped here at these moving averages, pulled back. I was thinking, okay, now it's going to go red again. Nope, it didn't. Took out the highs of the day, and I didn't cover any at 45.50. Instead, I ended up covering 46.40s near the close. I just couldn't see this move coming. I was so bearish on it. I was thinking, nah, it's just gonna fade back, and I just got very sloppy on it. I lost probably like 2,500 in addition, just because I was sloppy and just stupid. Broke my own rules there, and I paid for it. Not a huge loss, but overall I think I lost like 4,000 on it. But again, 2,500 was just due to being sloppy on it. So Fannie Mae stopped me out. I ended up taking a small profit on it overall. I just didn't push as much as I wanted it to. TPLM I got out, break even, and it closed kind of strong actually. This thing could still go to 40-50 cents, but nah, it's gonna do it without me. Nugget went up a little bit. I raised my stop a little bit more to like 1260 area. OREX I sold a few more. Sorry, ICHR. And the earnings are today after the market close, so I'll size down a little bit more. OREX went a bit higher. Put in another higher low, as you can see, it's just higher lows all the way. I really hope for that 550 push next few days. ATH sold some more. PTLA got stopped out, had some news. So there was a expected catalyst, I think a few weeks or a few months from now, but the catalyst kind of got cancelled, so it was a little bit of a sell the news scenario. A lot of, I guess, short and intermediate term traders that had been buying this stock for a run up into that catalyst, they ended up selling yesterday, and I got stopped out here 27. It went a little bit lower and close kind of weak still, had big volume, but I'm done with that trade. I was really hoping for that 30 push. Now ESPR was also one of my main watches, up multiple days in a row, shorted it near the open and just got stopped out. It didn't really go down as much as I wanted. I really wanted like high 18s, high 18s, high mid 18s. It just didn't do that. It was very strong. Probably not gonna watch it today because it's not that extended enough. It went pretty much sideways the whole day yesterday, and now it needs to go to like 24, 25 for me to get interested in it again. CRNT had a little bit of a high tight flag breakout. I bought it high mid 380s, stopped me out when it took out the lows of the day. Actually went to red briefly, so I took a small loss there. Closed kind of weak. Had decent volume, just very bad intraday price action. UVXY, I tried it again. I probably should stop trying this one. It needs to have a big range break. As you can see, I tried it a couple times here, but it never could take out this declining moving average. Probably needs to take that out before I'll rebuy it, because you know, if the market's gonna go down, it's I wanna be there, because this thing can make 30, 50, 70% runs in a few days or a week or so when it wants to. But it needs to kind of take out some of these areas first, and I've been kind of anticipating it a little bit, and I've been losing like $1,500 every time, so it kind of starts adding up. JNC recent IPO, I bought it here 1824. Tiny shares, had no volume. There was some volume coming in at the close actually. Half the daily's volume came in like in these two candles at the close, but that was long after I had bought it. This is one of these types that can go to like 25 or something. Looks really, really good. Okay, so those were the trades and current positions. Let's look at the watch list. This wins woke up, um, and I really hope for that 1,000 push. I really hope it gets there. Volume is still very low, but yeah, this is goes on a back watch list. This thing had some buyout rumors. I'm thinking if we can push to 200, 210 in the coming days, could be an intraday short. Again, it has buyout rumors, so gotta be careful with that, especially holding overnight. ESPR I talked about. PIP was also one of the main watches, and like all of my main watches, gap down and the setup was ruined. Dries, there is absolutely no short in this one, but I will put it in a back watch list. Maybe in a few days if it keeps going down or goes in a sideways tight range, there could be a potential play in here. Oh, CXRX again, just nothing here anymore. So the long watch list. Okay, so JNC, yeah, JNC was the symbol, broke out yesterday. Actually, this OBSV kind of broke out yesterday too, just no volume in it. But I'm thinking about potentially buying it today, using like a dollar stop or something. This is, even 1,000 shares is kind of hard to buy. Nah, it's probably not hard to buy, but probably an absolute max position on this thing. Because this is also one of these days, you look at it a couple of days from now, it's going to be at 15 or 18 or something. NAK, now this is probably going to be my main watch on the long side. It looks so good. Looks so good. Just higher low. This is a high tide flag. Yes, it is up 800% in the past 6 months. But you know what? It's flagging, putting in higher lows, takes out this 310, 308 area. This thing can easily go to 350 plus. It's all about finding a good setup where you can risk maybe 10 cents or 15 cents and to potentially make 50. VRX bottoming biotech. I've had a couple of good long trades on it before. For example, here I had a good trade on it, went up like 20%. So if it can tighten up a few more days, could be good. It got kind of rejected on the 50-day on this gap update, just couldn't hold the 50-day. But now it's trying to take out the 50-day again, and this thing could go to 17, 18 bucks. So it is of interest. Good risk reward. It's starting to set up. It looks very good, has good earnings. So I'm basically looking for breakouts on all of these. This thing has earnings today before they open. If you can break out on volume from this little flag, I may buy it. Yeah, it looks pretty good. This one tried to break out yesterday, got rejected in a big way, just got hammered into the close. I was thinking about buying it if more volume came in and if it would go up a little bit more, but the setup is still intact. It's holding these higher lows. If it tries again in a few days, that would be a nice setup. Now, China stocks broke out in a big way yesterday, like Baba and Momo. This one I almost bought in the high 23s, but I just passed on it because I was afraid it was gonna do like C and X, that I also almost bought, but I passed on. But this Momo, I don't know, can go to like 27 or something. So this is the same group. Now, obviously this lagging since it didn't break out. but I mean, it looks good. This one doesn't look that great. And here I just have a lot of microcap names. I'm gonna set a bunch of alerts on these things. This thing had some news, it's gapping higher. I wanted to talk about this Labu again. I'm gonna buy it if it takes out this 42.60 range. Gonna buy it with a, I don't know, buck 50 stop. Because this thing can really go. Can really go. If you can see, this thing 30%, 40%, 55%, 65%, 35%. I mean, just the past year, this thing had a, I don't know, 8, 10, 30 to 60% runs. Just back in February, it had a little bit of a 20% run. I mean, this thing, it breaks out. If it has a 20% run, this thing go to like low 50s. Just very good risk reward. And these biotechs, they just keep bouncing around in this range, but one of these days, if they break out of these ranges, like XBI is, I guess, what Labu is following, is tracking. This looks ready. Higher lows for a year as a range here. I mean, yeah, I want to be there. If biotechs break out as a group, I want to be there. And Labu, since there's no company-specific risk, is a great tool. It's very volatile too, so represents these developmental stage biotechs very well. Yeah, so that's basically it. I'm not going to go through all these.